And that was a pull off of second gear. All right, today I got something extra special for y'all. A little bit of old with a little bit of new. Let's go.
Infinit Ryda.
So today we gonna ride the old and the new. That's right. We out here on Harley, my 2007 Harley-Davidson Sportster, but we're also gonna ride the 2022 Harley-Davidson Nightster in this video. So y'all might want to stick around. If it's your first time by the channel, I am the Infinit Ryda. I just love motorcycles. I have like a obsession with them, you might as well say. I own this 2007 Harley-Davidson Sportster. I got a 2004 V Rod. I also have a Ducati Monster, a Z125 Pro, and we got an SSR Razkull in the arsenal. But today we're talking about the Sportster lineup. We all know that the Evo, or this model of Sportster, is starting to be phased out. If you can't see it, it's something wrong with you, because they're coming out with these new Sportster models. But what is the difference between this and the new? Yes, baby. My Sportster Evo is a air-cooled Harley-Davidson with the Evo motor in it. This motor's been produced for a very long time. It's been around for like ever. And it's that iconic, this motor is the motor that lets out that iconic sound that you think of when you think of a Harley-Davidson. The original Sportster came in an 883 as well as a 1200. Mine's has been upgraded to a 1250 from an 883. So by me saying that, you're like, wait a minute, I thought you said it comes in a 883 and a 1200. Well, with the Evo Sportster, it's been around so long, there's so many aftermarket companies making parts for this bike, as well as Harley-Davidson, that it is one of the most customizable Harley-Davidsons, or I'd say motorcycles in general, to date. And I've said that in other videos. You'll see them if you watch the rest of the videos on the channel. Oh baby, the Sportster was designed to be a small, nimble cruiser, you know, and that's what it is. It's a smaller framed cruiser, but it's fun to ride. Now, it wasn't built for comfort. It wasn't built for doing long distance riding. It wasn't built for any of that. But it's a torquey city type of motorcycle. That's what I look at it as. You know, if you see it as something different, drop it down below. Let me know, what do you think the Sportster was designed for? People ride their Sportsters in all different type of ways. You got those that stun on them. You got those that actually cruise on them. You got some people who look at it as a beginner motorcycle, which it's not. It can be used for beginners, but I wouldn't put it in that classification as just a beginner motorcycle. The bike is amazing. I've been riding forever, and I own a Sportster, and I don't plan on getting rid of it. Oh, there we go. The Evo model Sportster, which I'm riding here, has a fairly comfortable seating position, but it can get cramped. You can be cramped on this depending on your size and how you got it set up. That's a good thing about it. You can customize the setup of this bike and your seating position so many different ways. Like me, I have forward controls. I have taller bars on it because I'm 6 feet tall, and this is the most comfortable position on this Sportster for me. I don't feel cramped up or anything like that, so it's fairly comfortable. The new Nightster is going to be a little bit different, but you'll see that here in a second. This Sportster has 5 gears, which I really wish they would have had 6 gears in this bike. I feel like it could have went so much further with 6 gears, because when it only has 5 gears, when you're up there in that 95 or more range, you're pushing it. You're like pushing this baby to the limit. Now, don't get me wrong, it can do over 100 miles per hour, but you're up there, like you're winding it out quite a bit. But again, it wasn't designed to do that. So some of the benefits of the original Sportster is its customizability. If you're looking for performance, like true undeniable performance, there's definitely new options now. Let's go ahead, because there's so many videos on this channel about my Sportster, and I don't know if y'all have seen them or not, but there's plenty of them for you to check out. So let's go ahead and hop on this Nightster real quick and talk to you about it. So now that you've taken that brief ride with me on my 2007 Sportster, we're going to hop on this 2022 Nightster so we can compare them a little bit. So I'm going to do a quick walk around before I throw a leg over this baby so you can see it one more time. You saw it in the B-roll, but the bike looks amazing. And one of the biggest and most surprising things is this. When you throw a leg over this and you lift it up, you will be surprised at how light this bike feels. It feels so much lighter than my Sportster. And it's coming in at a wet weight of 481 pounds. Let's crank her up. So right now, we're in rain mode. You get different modes on here. You got rain, you press this mode button. You get road, I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera. And you get sport mode. We're gonna pull off in rain mode. Now I'm sure y'all just heard that crank up. One thing I will tell you is the Evo sounds a lot better when it cranks up. Now right now we're in rain mode, and I'm laying on it. I got it all the way open. It's not doing much. Rain mode is extremely toned down, which is kind of good for like newer riders. Can I get out over here today? I see that big pile of dirt right there. Let's see if I can slip past it. Let me get out of rain mode. We're in road mode, which road mode kind of feels more like a 883. Rain mode feels kind of like you're on a street 750 or 500. And sport mode feels like you're on a totally different beast. I'm gonna pop it in sport mode. We're gonna run down here to the end of the road and then take her back to the dealership. So right now we're in sport mode. I'm gonna hang back a little bit so I can get on it once this truck gets a little bit of ways away. And you can see that in sport mode, just a minute twist of the throttle, it has quite a bit of power right there. Now my initial impressions, this based off my 883, you could tell this one was built on performance. There we go. When you hit that throttle, it goes. It definitely goes. It honestly feels like it handles a lot better than my Sportster. It's more room than my Sportster. This has mid controls. But on my Sportster, I could not ride that with mid controls. I would feel extremely cramped. This one feels quite comfortable. I don't feel cramped at all. And it handles cornering tremendously well. Like it'll lean right over. I'm still getting used to the sound. I'm not sure if I love the sound of these new Revolution Max motors. I might have stumbled over that, but I'm not sure if I like the sound of the new Revolution Max motor. I definitely like the sound on the Evos a lot better, but I do like the performance on these a lot better. And the one thing that I really like is the fact that this comes with 6 gears. I'm in 3rd, that's 4th, that's 5th, and that's 6 right there. It has 6 gears, which, you know, people have been asking for forever on the Sportster, and we finally got it on here. Let's take it down the road a little bit. Oh yes, she handles this road tremendously well. It'll just lean over without any issues whatsoever. And it feels good in the corner. I mean, it feels really light. It's kind of like, it feels like a crossbreed between a Sportster and a Naked, in my opinion. Because I feel like I could ride this the way I ride my Ducati or something like that. It's like, it's an aggressive machine when you got it in sport mode. But the good thing is, this kind of feels like you got 3 bikes in one. Because depending on which mode you're in, it tames it way down. If you want that little classic cruiser type of feel, whoopsie, let me turn around. If you want that classic cruiser type of feel, you just go ahead and you pop it in road mode. If you want something more laid back or even more reduced than that, you put it in rain mode and you're barely getting any power. And if you decide you want a very aggressive ride out of this, you put it in sport mode and you get this. And that was a pull off of second gear. I was in second gear when I pulled that, and it felt like the front wheel wanted to come up. Now again, traction control and all the rider aids are on right now, so it probably prevented it from coming up. But this is a game changer right here. And I actually like it quite a bit. I love this bike. It's fun to ride. I'm not fond of the engine note, but that could be because of this exhaust on here. But other than that, I like the bike quite a bit. Let's get it back over here to the dealership. Got this last little twisty road. It feels good. It's surprisingly comfortable. The seat is extremely minimalistic, but I mean, I haven't been on it that long today, but it feels a lot more comfortable than my Sportster seat that I initially had on her, or any other Sportster seat I've sat on. It feels better than the 48 seat. It feels better than the iron seat. The seating position is a lot more comfortable, and I feel like you don't have, like, you can be a bigger individual and still be comfortable on this bike. Because me, I'm 6 feet tall and I'm comfortable on it. I don't feel like I'm really leaned over. I mean, I would like the bars to be up a little bit more, but that's the thing. They're going to make this just as customizable as your traditional Sportsters. So you're going to have all those different type of options. I'm not going to open it up right here. I found out there's like a little hump in the road that I usually fly over right here. I don't want to do that. That was it right there. But if you want to see a more in-depth review of this bike, like where we're going over specs and things like that, click on the link at the end of this video. It will take you to the in-depth first ride that I did on Speedway Harley-Davidson's channel, where we go over the specs, some of the different features. We ride it a little bit longer, and I talk to you a little bit more about it. But this bike, compared to the traditional Sportster and the 883 and the 48 that are out right now, I will have to say this is definitely more performance driven. And this is a bike you can actually have a lot longer than one of those. A lot of people get those and end up trading them in for something better. I feel like you could keep this for a longer time frame and have a blast on it. But if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, like and comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts on the Nightster.
Yeah.